Ryan Phillippe back in 2019. And I remember I'd never worked with Ryan before and nice guy, but we were just never really, loved his movies, never worked with him before. But I remember we were doing this like fight sequence in over in the Pomona
Oh,
RSI
yeah,
facility, whatever. And there was like an elevator fight sequence where he's, fighting someone, blah, blah, blah. Comical, like elevator opens, they fight into the elevator, and then the shot of the elevator opening on the other floor, and they're still fighting, right? Like we added one of those, pretty fun. Brian Skiba was the director, and
oh, okay.
pretty just lots of fun over the top. And I just remember on the second floor, we were kind of running behind, and we had to kind of get this shot, and so Philippi was like he went through the blocking with the some of the stunt guys, and he's like, well, if I do that, then not only is like my back kind of turned towards camera for a lot of this, but he's like, like you got a light mat 4 right above and he's like naming lights and talking about the throw and the consistency of just lighting. And he's like, instead of doing this, what if I turn around like this? That way I'm open up to camera, I'm still getting a key light from here, and there's this back over here backlight, and then you have that action that you can cut on right when you come out. And I'm just like, this is why
Wow.
I works. This is why
Yeah.
it works because no one has to worry about him fucking up.
No.
He's not only is he good and talented at like the whole playing pretend thing, the
Yeah.
acting part, but like to me, that's the smallest part of acting. The biggest
Yeah.
part is showing up on time, having ideas, knowing the text, and then being able to dance, you know?
Yeah.
And that, like, if you should be able to memorize and like be able to play pretend to a degree, even if you're on set. But if you don't know the dance, then I gotta hold your hand, and every fucking take takes. I'm sorry, I know I'm not supposed to swear,
Oh,
but
yeah. No, it's all right. It's okay.
every take takes a little bit longer, and it's just versus it's like when we did that scene with you, Lachlan Monroe, James Russo,
So,
we
yeah.
were barely in the barn because it's
Yeah.
like we got what we needed. All y'all
Yeah.
danced, everything was good. I didn't really have to
Right.
talk. I didn't have to
Right.
tell any of you what to do because it's
Right.
all good.
Well, that's again that does play into what exactly I'm saying, and we all know now is that first of all, the acting industry has, in my opinion, gone so freaking crazy. I mean, when you think that Actors Access and casting networks makes about $33 million a year, it's
Right.
because look, I started in '82. And in
Mhm.
'82, you'd go, I was up in the Bay Area, you'd go into an audition and maybe there was maybe 100 people max. Now it's 2,500 to 4,800. And let's be honest, I've talked to a lot of casting directors and directors, and you probably would agree with this, is that 90% of them aren't really actors. They're just people that, because you don't need a degree. You
Right.
go, you know what? Today I'm a lawyer. Tomorrow I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to work with Brad Pitt.
Right.
But the point is that I'm a firm believer that actors should know lenses. They should
Yeah.
know if I say I've got a 50 or
You
I'm
should
shooting
know
with a
kind
one,
of where that's at based on the camera. Absolutely.
right. Because
Uh-huh.
otherwise, if you don't know your framing and you're over here going, "Oh my God," and you're like, "Oh, the director's going, Jesus Christ, I have a theater actor in front of me." But the
Right.
point is that knowing that in the light and where you're hitting, and it's kind of like basic stage stuff too. You don't want
Yeah.
to upstage yourself,
Right.
but
Right.
now there's the added bonus of the fact that if you're who isn't producing content. I mean, if you're not producing content,
Producing.
yeah.
Making, creating, maybe different than producing. Maybe
Okay.
a little bit.
Okay. If you're not in front of your phone all the
Yeah.
time, doing
Hit
your
the record
whatever.
button. Lots of
Yeah.
people. Hell, this
Right.
thing even has a red button. So
Yeah. But see the thing, but that's the other thing is that this is actually a bit of a blessing in disguise
I
for
agree.
directors and people producing films, because now for the first time actors are actually looking at the cameras and going, "Oh, I know where I'm at because I shoot on my phone and I make YouTube videos or whatever." But I'm saying that I think that some of this is important because it's enabling them to be able to take control. Now, of course, I bet there's a lot of people who come on set now and go, "Oh, I got an idea." And no one really gives a shit. You're an actor. But
Right.
the point is that all these things playing in together, I believe, are helping level the playing field and getting some of these people making good money on. I've got a few monetize YouTube channels. And the point is that they're learning all parts of the industry,
Right,
whereas before they would go, "I'll be in my dressing room." So
right.
I believe there's an advantage to that. So let me just end this by saying or asking you the question. Um, what pearls of wisdom, what word of advice, what best four-letter word free advice could you give to, I don't care if it's directors, cinematographers, actors, people in computers. What is your take right now on what you should probably focus on if you're trying to be successful and working? Because obviously, by the way, congratulations on the deal.
Oh,
But I
thank
mean,
you.
that's phenomenal. But what is your take as a working director, writer, all that shit?
Um, I would I would just if I like the thing that I tell most people is that you have to make stuff. If you want to make documentaries, you got to make documentaries. If you want to make commercials, make spec commercials. If you want to make movies, shoot short films or actually just go out and make a whole movie. And
Yeah.
the reality is that if you pick up a guitar and you don't know how to play guitar, you're gonna suck. And you don't get better until you suck so long, and every day you suck a little less.
Yeah.
And one day you're actually pretty good, and then you keep going, and then you get better and better, where you forget that you ever sucked. It was like you just knew what you were doing. And it's the
Yeah.
same thing with art in any capacity, including filmmaking, acting, cinematography, lighting. When I started in lighting and, like the big 4 by paper frames, like
Wow.
those guys put those in front of lights and just be like, I have no idea. I'll never know. It's paper in front of a light. And then I remember waking up one day and it was like I spoke the language. I just suddenly knew the difference between a piece of 250 or 251 or opal or shower curtain, what the consistency would
Wow.
be and the light that it would cut and all that. And it's kind of the same thing with filmmaking. Eventually, you're watching your stuff and being like, "What's up with all this headroom? I don't want my scenes to be like this. So when I do my next one, my head's here."
Yeah.
And it's like, why are my shots look so static? I don't get it. Well, on my next one, we're gonna have it be dirty so I can add a little bit of depth,
Yeah.
like, but you don't get to that until you practice and practice. And sadly,
If you're serious about booking more roles, start with the one platform designed to make actors unstoppable, myauditionai.com. Get instant script analysis, AI rehearsal coaching, a powerful teleprompter, self-tape support, headshot grading, and a performance analyzer, all working together to help you deliver your best audition every time.